The walls between reality and the virtual world are closing. All I can do is play Yakuza titles. When will this obsession end? I walked through Kabukicho with years of memories. Memories I never had. I knew where everything was without even being here before. Not many games can give you that knowledge, but that's something the Yakuza series can. If there was one game series that could be injected into my bloodstreams, it would be the Yakuza series. A strange analogy, I know, but time and time again, since the Yakuza renaissance of 2017 with Yakuza 0, I have been eating these games up like a tasty bowl of ramen, and I have no intention of stopping anytime soon. Yakuza has found its new home on Steam, and now with Yakuza Kiwami 2, the series has never looked better. A year after the events of Yakuza Kiwami, Kiryu Kazuma has left the Tojo clan to live a peaceful life with his now adopted daughter Haruka. But his peace doesn't last long after the new chairman of the Tojo clan, Teruda, gets assassinated right in front of him. What follows is considered one of the best stories in the Yakuza series, with one of the greatest villains in Sega's history, Ryuji Goda, a man considered the equal of Kiryu from the rival Yakuza clan, the Omni Alliance. Like many Japanese RPGs, there are dozens of hours of cutscenes to watch, but to say this is a bad thing would be a crime, with every story cutscene being incredibly engaging, leaving you on the edge of your seat wanting to know what happens next. This PS2 remake also includes extra story content with that of the Majima saga, allowing the player to control Majima for the first time since Yakuza 0. This 2 to 3 hours of extended story helps bridge some of the gaps between Kiwami and Kiwami 2, and also includes a great piece of fan service to those who had played 0. However, two new additional story elements in the main game, the Clan Creator and Cabaret Club, while fun side missions, include story elements that drag on far too long, with much of the dialogue being filler and unnecessary. Outside of the main story, you can explore the city of Kamurocho found in every Yakuza title, along with the small town of Sultanbori. These cities have never looked better than in Yakuza Kiwami 2. The ability to view the city in the first person really shows how lifelike the Dragon Engine can look. The new obsession of game selfies shows its face in Kiwami 2, allowing you to snap a selfie along your adventures, which can make for some entertaining and hilarious photos. However, one downside of this beautiful new engine is that a smaller sub-area of Sultanbori was cut from the game. Though a disappointment to those who had played the original on the PlayStation 2 such as myself, those who haven't aren't missing out on too much. Though it is an admission worth noting and can give you a reason to potentially also give the original PS2 version a shot, not only for its different open world presentation, but also for the cut content. Along with exploring in this open district action RPG, there are many side activities to perform with dating simulators, sporting, rhythm and arcade elements, among many more thrown into the mix to create still, to this day, an extremely unique style only found in the Yakuza series. The combat found in the game is a refined take from Yakuza 6's combat style. Every punch and kick flows and feels extremely satisfying, as it should do, as combat plays a massive part of the Yakuza series. Upgrading Kiryu as you progress keeps the game fresh and exciting as you learn new ways to punch people in the face. However, a special shout out must be given to probably one of the weirdest minigames found in a Yakuza title, the toilet minigame, where you watch in disbelief as Kiryu pees in a urinal as you play the game. A sentence I never thought I'd have to read. As previously stated, Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a remake of the beloved Yakuza Kiwami, which released on the PS2 back in 2006 in the West. This engine uses the Dragon Engine, first introduced in Yakuza 6, however, due to the release of it being on the PS4, this is the first time we get to see the Dragon Engine on frame rates higher than 30 FPS. Sega recommends a GeForce GTX 1070 or a Radeon RX Vega 56 to get smooth, uncapped 60 frames per second gameplay at resolutions over 1080p. However, with my less powerful entry range PC being that of a GTX 760, I was able to get a 1080p experience at 40 frames per second, after having tinkering some of the adjustable graphical settings with high textures and low shadows. While not amazing, this experience was already better than my base PS4 experience, which had around 30 frames per second, though this time with much more customization. The ability to change one's field of view is always a great touch to be able to see more of the city at once. The music of the game contains a mix of remix and new original tracks. While the remixes do sound great, the original PS2 soundtrack would probably win it for me, with a lot of the newer original tracks sounding like the generic Yakuza music, which, while not terrible, is a far cry from the original and superb Yakuza 2 OST. All the dialogue of the game is re-recorded to give us the best audio quality possible. The game only contains Japanese audio, but with such emotive voice acting, your eyes will be glued to the subtitles finding out the latest revelation. It's funny, many games like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed gets hated on for repeating the same gameplay over and over again. And while the Yakuza series is somewhat guilty of the same thing, having every game set in the same area with similar yet expanded gameplay each time, the storyline is so genius and the gameplay so addicting and so fun, I personally couldn't care less. Every time I explore Kamurocho in a new game, it feels even more familiar, and seeing the district evolve over time is a storyline in itself. If you've played through Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami and haven't felt burnt out in the slightest, pick up Kiwami 2 and experience the favourite storyline among fans for the first time. Or if you're new to this series, while Kiwami 2 is a fantastic game, I would still recommend starting off with one of the aforementioned titles to really get you engaged in the character development that lies ahead. I've tried to escape into the wilderness. To escape this Yakuza obsession, where no technology can get to me. No Yakuza can find me here. I am finally free. Or so I thought. Wherever I go, they will always find me.